Who are the most influential spiritual teachers in history? These figures have shaped the way we think, pray, and meditate, and their wisdom continues to guide millions today. In this video, we'll count down the 20 most influential spiritual teachers of all time. From mystics and philosophers to prophets and founders of entire religions, each has left an indelible mark on the spiritual landscape. Who tops the list? Stay tuned to find out. Meister Eckhart. Starting off our list at number 20, we have Meister Eckhart, a Christian mystic whose teachings on the union of the soul with God have influenced Western spirituality for centuries. Eckhart's focus on the inner experience of God was radical for his time, emphasizing that God could be found within oneself, rather than just through external rituals. His deep, contemplative approach to faith is still studied by those seeking a direct connection with the divine, and his ideas resonate with modern spiritual seekers. Jalal ad-Din Rumi. At number 19, we have Jalal ad-Din Rumi, the famous Sufi poet, whose verses on divine love and unity continue to touch hearts worldwide. Rumi's spiritual insights transcend religious boundaries, making him a beloved figure in both the East and the West. His poetry speaks of a direct, intimate relationship with the divine, urging us to look beyond the material world. Today, his works are among the best-selling spiritual texts, making him a significant figure in the modern spiritual landscape. Joseph Smith. At number 18, we have Joseph Smith, the founder of Mormonism. His visions and teachings created a religious movement that has shaped the spiritual lives of millions, particularly in the United States. Smith's claim of receiving divine revelation and translating the Book of Mormon created a new faith tradition that combines Christian theology with new scriptures and doctrines. His followers, known as Latter-day Saints, continue to grow worldwide, making his influence enduring and significant. Helena Blavatsky. At number 17, Helena Blavatsky, the co-founder of the Theosophical Society, introduced Eastern spiritual concepts like karma and reincarnation to Western audiences in the 19th century. Blavatsky's writings combined mysticism, science, and philosophy, creating a spiritual movement that influenced modern New Age thought. Her work laid the groundwork for later spiritual movements that sought to unite the wisdom of the East and the West. Saint Teresa of Avila. At number 16, Saint Teresa of Avila, a Christian mystic, redefined spiritual practice within Catholicism. Known for her writings on prayer and the mystical union with God, Saint Teresa's personal experiences of divine ecstasy and visions were groundbreaking for a woman in the 16th century. She emphasized the importance of inner contemplation and personal connection with the divine, which made her one of the most influential figures in Christian spirituality. Ramana Maharshi. At number 15, we have Ramana Maharshi, one of India's most revered sages. Maharshi's teachings on self-inquiry, known as Atma Vichara, encourage individuals to ask the profound question, "Who am I?" His teachings are centered on realizing the true self, which is not the body or mind, but pure awareness. Ramana Maharshi's simplicity and humility in his teachings have made him a guiding light for those on a spiritual path seeking enlightenment. Alan Watts. At number 14, Alan Watts, a philosopher and writer, introduced millions in the West to Eastern spiritual traditions like Zen Buddhism and Taoism. Watts had an incredible ability to take complex spiritual ideas and make them accessible. His engaging talks and books made people question the nature of reality, ego, and the self, inspiring many to adopt mindfulness practices and explore spirituality beyond the confines of traditional religion. Thich Nhat Hanh. Thich Nhat Hanh, at number 13, is a Vietnamese Zen Buddhist monk and peace activist whose teachings on mindfulness and compassion have transformed the way people approach life. His concept of engaged Buddhism encourages individuals to take their mindfulness practice off the meditation cushion and apply it to social activism and daily life. Han's simple yet profound teachings on being present in each moment have spread across the globe, influencing both spiritual communities and mainstream wellness movements. Eckhart Tolle. At number 12, we have Eckhart Tolle, author of The Power of Now. Tolle's teachings focus on the importance of living in the present moment and dissolving the ego, which he sees as the root of human suffering. His works have sold millions of copies, and his ideas have become a cornerstone of modern spiritual thought. Tolle's emphasis on mindfulness and the practice of being fully present has made him one of the most influential spiritual teachers of our time. Dalai Lama, Tenzin Gyatso. At number 11, we have the Dalai Lama, Tenzin Gyatso, the spiritual leader of Tibetan Buddhism. The Dalai Lama's teachings on compassion, kindness, and universal responsibility have earned him a global audience, making him one of the most recognizable spiritual figures in the world. His advocacy for peace and non-violence, as well as his deep humility, have made him an enduring symbol of spiritual leadership in the modern world. Swami Vivekananda. Entering the top 10, Swami Vivekananda introduced Hindu philosophy, particularly Vedanta and yoga, to the Western world in the late 19th century. His famous speech at the Parliament of the World's Religions in Chicago in 1893 marked a pivotal moment in bridging Eastern and Western spirituality. Vivekananda's teachings on the unity of all religions and the divinity of the soul continue to influence spiritual seekers globally. Confucius. At number 9, Confucius shaped Chinese society with his teachings on morality, ethics, and social harmony. His philosophy is more than just a spiritual guide. It's a framework for living a virtuous life. Confucianism has remained a foundation of East Asian thought, influencing personal behavior, social structures, and political governance for over 2 millennia. Krishna at number 8, is a central figure in Hinduism, particularly through his teachings in the Bhagavad Gita. In this sacred text, Krishna explains the nature of duty, devotion, and the selfless path of karma yoga. Krishna's message of divine love and surrender to God continues to guide millions of spiritual seekers in India and across the world. Moses. At number 7, Moses stands as one of the most influential prophets in history. His leadership in leading the Israelites out of Egypt and receiving the 10 Commandments laid the foundation for Judaism and later influenced Christianity and Islam. Moses' spiritual and moral leadership continues to be a guiding force for millions. Zarathustra, Zoroaster. At number 6, Zarathustra, the founder of Zoroastrianism, introduced the concept of a dualistic universe of good and evil, emphasizing free will. His teachings greatly influenced later religions, including Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Zarathustra's message of choosing righteousness and the importance of moral action continues to resonate. Guru Nanak. At number 5, Guru Nanak, the founder of Sikhism, preached the oneness of God and the equality of all people. His message of social justice, selfless service, and devotion to God challenged the caste system and other social inequalities, creating a religious movement that continues to inspire millions around the world. Laozi, Lao Tzu. At number 4, Laozi, the founder of Taoism, urged individuals to live in harmony with the Tao, the natural order of the universe. His teachings in the Tao Te Ching emphasize simplicity, humility, and non-resistance, guiding spiritual seekers on how to live with greater balance and flow. Jesus Christ. At number 3, Jesus Christ, the central figure of Christianity, taught love, forgiveness, and salvation. His message of compassion and redemption has influenced billions of people over the past 2 millennia. The teachings of Jesus continue to be the foundation of Christian spirituality and have shaped the Western world's ethical and spiritual landscape. Muhammad at number 2, Muhammad, the prophet of Islam, received revelations from God that are recorded in the Quran. His teachings laid the foundation for one of the world's largest religions. Muhammad's message of monotheism, justice, and mercy continues to guide over 1 billion Muslims worldwide. Gautama Buddha. Finally, at number 1, we have Gautama Buddha, the most influential spiritual teacher of all time. The Buddha's teachings on suffering, mindfulness, and compassion have transformed the lives of millions over the past 2,500 years. His message of liberation from suffering through the Four Noble Truths and the Eightfold Path is as relevant today as ever, making him the most impactful spiritual teacher in history. And there you have it, the 20 most influential spiritual teachers of all time. These figures have shaped human spirituality in profound ways, from ancient texts to modern spiritual movements. Who do you think has had the most influence on your spiritual journey? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this exploration of spiritual giants, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more videos that dive into the world's greatest spiritual ideas.